Well, there's my desk. I'm going to turn this around in just a second, I think, if it'll let me. Yes. And it's almost time for Healing with the Blues. Healing with the blues. That's right, I'm healing with the blues. I've got nothing left to lose. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Such a pain inside. The love that's there for me, I have denied. I've never had the blues this long, this deep, this wide. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Good morning, everybody. We had big birthday party last night, so my voice is real deep from being up too late. But I'm here with you now, and I hope that you are having a great day, or about to, or have already started having a great day. And what do you do to start your day? What do you do that helps you to move forward in your day and create the day that you want? How do you do that? How do you create the day you want? I'll tell you, one of the ways that I do it is I use emotional freedom technique. That's the tapping technique that we do here sometimes to start my day. Whatever I wake up with, I might have worries on my mind when I wake up. It happens. And so I'll do tapping on those things to help me get ready for my day and also to put me in the place that I want to be in to start my day. Because, you know, we can absolutely get ourselves so wound up with our thoughts that to allow ourselves to have some time when we're not thinking is a really great thing. So, you know, tapping, you're still thinking, but you're directing your thoughts where you want them to go. So you might start with, you know, I'm worried about something, or I feel sad about something, or I feel regret about something that happened. And as you're tapping, you go through and clear that up and bring in the feelings that you want. I'm going to be posting this today on my personal page so that more people can see it, because this Saturday we're having our masterclass, 5 Simple Ways to Go from Grief to Relief, at 10 a.m. Central here in the group. And what I can tell you is that people's lives get changed from doing this class. People who have taken this class have had amazing healing happen, and allowing themselves to experience what it's like to actually say yes to themselves, to say yes to their healing, to say yes to being in joy and love and happiness and peace. That's what happens, because we're actually dealing with the thing that's causing the grief. It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a job. It could be like my specialty, which is having a pregnancy loss or a stillbirth. It could be any one of those things. Could be moving to a new place and not knowing anybody. Grief doesn't really care why you're there. It's just that feeling of just feeling bereft, like you're at sea without an anchor, without any way of navigating. And what we want to do is help you feel some steadiness and remember who you really are. And you really are a divine expression of love. That's the way I see you. So when you really are in that moment of remembering who you are, that's when the healing can come in. And it doesn't even have to take that much. Like, a lot of people think that, you know, you're going to have to divulge your whole story of the terrible thing that happened. And what I want to tell you is that's not what this is about. This is not about telling your story of what happened to you. This is about healing the feelings that are keeping you in that story. So the story doesn't have to be here's the terrible thing that happened. It could be, yes, something terrible happened, but this is what came out of it. And this is the love that I have now. And this is the understanding I have now. That's the story that will lift you up and pull you forward when you don't feel like it anymore. It's really true. So when you're having these experiences of feeling so down and so sad and depressed, there is a way to get out of it. And I'm going to show you those simple things that you can do on Saturday. We do some of them here, but what we're going to do on Saturday is build all the foundation for why you would want to do that, and then we're going to practice some of those things together. So when we're doing the masterclass, you're going to have time where you're going to be asked to participate. There's going to be time when you're going to be asked to share. We're only going to do this in the group here and on Zoom. So if you're watching this from some other platform where we're posting this today's live, you must join the Healing with the Blues group in order to get the class. It's that simple. It's a free group, but it is private. And the reason why it's private is because we want people who really want to be here. And so there's 3 questions that you need to answer to be in the group. Some of you I've invited in because I want you to know about this and it's important for you. There's 3 questions that you answer. The first question is, what's my challenge? Is it the loss of a loved one? Is it the loss of a child? Is it a move? Is it a divorce? What is it that's your challenge? That's private. I'm the only one that reads that. So that when I do my healing prayers for people, I know exactly what is going on with you. So nobody else sees that. The second question is, what's a way for us to get in touch with you? What's your email? Are you on Instagram? Do you have an Instagram handle? Do you want to give us your phone number? Any of those things is fine. We would really appreciate being able to contact you when we have things going on that you would want to know about. People who are in this group want to know about when we're doing healing. And we do healing every Tuesday morning at 9:30 a.m. Central. So this is the live healing session that we do. And when you join the group, you have access to all of these. And I've been doing them for over 2 years now. So you'll have access to a lot of healing and training in these videos. And we do the 5 simple ways to go from grief to relief. We really are talking about those things that cause us to have stuckness, to get stuck in that grief feeling. And those things are like the shame and the blame. What is it that makes us want to take on this kind of guilt? I don't know. But the shame, the blame, and the guilt, these things are not they're not healthy for you. They're not gonna make anything better in your life. So we want to address those right away, because you don't need to shame yourself to be able to grieve someone that's gone. You don't need to shame yourself. You don't need to blame yourself, because guess what? We're all gonna die. Everybody's gonna do it. It must be so great because we all do it. Everybody. And it's okay. So this is part of it, is that we let go of this fear. You can either walk in love or you can walk in fear. And I'll tell you what propelled me to stop being afraid of death was holding my baby. My very still, quiet baby. And when I saw him and he wasn't alive, it was like, this is not a scary thing anymore to me. Now, I don't want you to have to go through that to get there. And you don't have to. You don't have to. You can just decide that you don't believe that death is going to be scary. Because that's a belief. And you can change your beliefs. And that's one of the things that we help you do in the healing sessions, is we help you change your fear to love. It doesn't mean you love death. It means you love life enough to stop thinking about death and how fearful it's going to be. So you don't have to have that fear. In fact, you don't have to be afraid of anything. Because when you're inspiring, when you're breathing in, when you're inviting spirit in, even though it's already there, it's already there. When you actively invite spirit in, you're saying yes to life. When you put your attention on your breath, you're saying yes to life. You're saying, yes, I want more of this. Instead of fearing what's going to come, which will draw it even faster to you, let's go in and change that belief to, it's going to happen, so what? Let's get on with life. Much healthier, much more fun way to be. So those are the first two ways that we're going to talk about: releasing shame and blame and letting go of guilt. Because if you want to be in a soap opera, just start taking on other people's problems. But I would not recommend that as a way of life. That's to create drama. That's all it is, creating drama. And if we have a lot of drama in our lives from 0 to 6, we want to kind of recreate that all the time, because that's where we feel normal. But if you're tired of that, if you don't want that anymore, if you want real peace and peace of mind, then you're going to have to move over to the love part. And I hope that you'll understand that this is a process, and I'm going to start you on that road on Saturday. So that's the first 3 beliefs. The third one, the ways that we believe in our heads about what's happened and the grief that we're in, is that we want to what if everything. It happens. It's what happens to us. Well, when my son died, I said, if he could die, then Ed could die. My husband could die. And if he could die, then anybody can die. Then anybody can die at any time. And I was what-ifing myself into a frenzy. And it really doesn't help. That's creating drama. And so what you want to do, and what I wanted to do, and what I discovered, is that I can direct my thoughts where I want them to go. So a better feeling thought is, yes, this happened. We're all going to leave at some point. But right now, all's well. And I'm good. And I'm enjoying my life. Because what ifs can drive you absolutely crazy. And it's not up to you to do that. That's not your job, to drive yourself crazy. Your job is to be a divine expression of love. I'm sorry, that's what I think. I'd rather be a divine expression of love than drive myself crazy. And sometimes it's a little difficult, but you can get back on track. And some of the tools that we teach is helping you get back on track. And the fourth way that we're going to deal with is having emotional breakdowns. It's really important for you to feel your feelings. And nobody should tell you or could tell you that it's okay for you to not have a feeling. Like, what I'm saying is that nobody rules your feelings but you. And if somebody's telling you you shouldn't feel that way, you don't need to be shit on. And you don't need to shit on yourself, and you don't need anybody else to shit on you. So when somebody's telling you should, excuse me, when somebody's telling you should, right after that you can go blah, 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 blah. You don't have to listen to what they're saying after that, because they're really talking about themselves. You know what you should do? And test pattern after that. Instead, replace their should with a could. You know what I could do? I could do some breathing, some intentional breathing. You know what I could do? I could do a little meditation for myself to help me center myself. You know what I could do? I could light a candle to help me focus my attention. I could do a walk that helps me move my body and get out of this experience of feeling so bad about myself because of what's happened and the loss that I've had. You could do some tapping. You could do all these things. And what will that work? What will that happen? What will happen because of that? It'll actually bring you back to center so the emotional breakdowns won't be as overwhelming, as surprising, as often. You won't have them because you're dealing with your emotions, you see. They don't have to overwhelm you. When I think about the people who have passed that I miss, sometimes I get teary about that, or I feel a little sad, and that's okay. It's not that you're never going to feel sad. It's that it's not going to overwhelm you. You're not going to spend 3 days crying about it. So, you know, there are people who are in grief right now, and this is not the class for them because it's so fresh. They don't want to let go of it because to them, letting go of their grief might mean letting go of whoever it is that's passed. So we don't want to force anybody into any kind of situation they don't want to be in, because here's the thing, you know when you're ready to do some healing. And if people around you are telling you it's time for you to do some healing, they might be right. They might be right. Might be time for you to do something forward thinking and to get out of that black hole that you've been in. But it also might be time for you to just stay there for a little bit so that you can feel like it's been done, you know? It's okay. So anybody that wants to be in this class can come. You just got to join the group, Healing with the Blues, the one that we're in right now. Answer the 3 questions. Instant access. If you answer those 3 questions, you get instant access. If you don't answer the questions, we send you a message asking you to answer the questions so that we can approve you for the group, because we want people who want to be here. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about with the 5 simple ways to go from grief to relief is letting go of fear. Doesn't that sound huge? And it is huge because most of our world is run in fear. You can see what's happening around us right now. Violence is from fear. Violence isn't from love, it's from fear, right? And some people think it's really great when there's violence. I'm not one of those people. I don't think there's a place for that for living things. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't like people slapping each other. There's a better way to deal with those things. I don't like people bombing each other. You can see that fear that happens. It creates the danger. It creates the upset. It creates the violence. So the best thing that every single one of us can do is to stop the fear. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Doesn't mean you'll never be afraid again. No, it doesn't. You might be afraid again, but you'll know how to get out of it. You'll know what it feels like and recognize it before it overtakes you, and you'll be able to do something about it. And that's the empowering part of this. You can either walk in love or you can walk in fear. Those are your choices. That's all you get. Just those 2. And I can show you how to move into love just by simply doing some breathing, just by simply doing some guided meditation, by doing some tapping. These are all the things that we do in our regular one-on-one healing sessions. We also do Theta Healing, where we talk about what is it that's this thing that's holding you back from what you want, or from your desires, the things that God put in your heart that are for you to do, your passions, the things that you are attracted to are the things that feed you, that allow you to be more and more of who you are, a divine expression of love. So I hope that you'll join me on Saturday here in the group. We're going to be on Zoom too, and I'm going to put the link for the Zoom here in the group. So you can join us and participate in the Zoom, or you can just watch from the Facebook group. That's fine too. It'll only be up for a limited amount of time. And we have places for you in Zoom, so you can absolutely come into there and experience the whole class. I want you to do this class because it's going to give you the foundation for the rest of the healing that you'll do for the rest of your life. It'll help you understand exactly how it all works, so that you know you have control over you. And you can give up that control to Spirit, Source Energy, God, whenever you want to. Because that's what free will is all about. There's a great line in that movie where Bruce Almighty, where Jim Carrey has God's powers for a little bit, and then he gets back together with him. Of course, it's Morgan Freeman. And he says, how do I make her love me? Can't do that. You can't make anybody love you. You have to love you first and know that God already loves you. That source of all that is, that's the love that's there for you, waiting for you to turn around and notice it. Morgan Freeman says, that's the trick, isn't it? Because we all have free will, and we can decide any stinking thing we want to think. In our whole lives, we can think whatever we want. So I'm asking you to come and get some training on thinking good thoughts, feeling good, helping yourself feel the love that's there for you, that's just waiting there for you. And it's all in here. And that's why I sing Healing with the Blues. The love inside I have denied. Let's not deny it anymore. Let's let that love out and spread it all around. Give it to everybody. Why not? Why not be the person who lights up the room? Right? It's that easy. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, healing energy to release a kidney stone. Oh my goodness. Okay, great. Yeah, so let's do this. All right, let's do this. Let's do that it disintegrates, Carrie, that it just turns to dust, and that's how it passes. We can do that. So we'll do that in the prayer too, okay? Any of the things, any of the rocks that are in our way can just disintegrate and turn to dust, excuse me. Because it's important for us to remember that we have power in our mind. We've been doing a class called Claim Your Power. We just did it last month, or earlier this month. When did I do that? Oh, it was the 19th. Yeah. And we're going to do that again in May. And I highly recommend that workshop. It's about a 3 to 4 hour workshop, depending on the number of people we have. And that also helps you to start using your intuitive powers more astutely, more masterfully, so that when you are using your intuitive gift, that you actually can rely on it. You can rest on it and say, yes, I know what this feels like. So you get that differentiation between your own thoughts and the thoughts that you're receiving from intuition, which is the way I look at it. Intuition is Source speaking to me. So like if I get a thought that just occurs to me, that's Source saying, did you check this, Tanya, on that patient? Did you think about this? Try doing this. And usually that's what is exactly the right thing that's needed. So I'm going to encourage you to look out for that next class. But this Saturday, 5 simple ways to go from grief to relief. We start at 10 a.m. Central. That's 8 a.m. Pacific, and 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. here, and 11 a.m. on the East Coast, and easterly from Indiana over. So I hope that you'll join me for that. It's a really great class, and you're going to learn so much. Nuts and bolts, we're going right down to it. What's the physiology of this? And you don't need to know lots of big words. Physiology is probably the biggest one. So you can absolutely enjoy that class. I hope that you'll show up for that. I'm not having anybody register for it, so you just have to join the group. There's your registration. Make sure you get that information to us. And if you haven't sent us that information and you're already in the group, just put it in a message to me. I'm the only one that sees those, so it's very private. You don't have to worry about that. So let's do a prayer now to end, and we'll absolutely be putting Carrie's request in that prayer. Does anybody else have a request? We're going to do a channel prayer here. This channel prayer is really about you and letting Source speak through me so that you get what you need. So my prayer is always that you get what you need from this situation right here, this live healing session. So if you're ready, go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Imagine that you're breathing up through your crown chakra, that violet crown chakra. Imagine your breath is going up, up, up into the center of the universe, wherever that is. And as you exhale, let that energy come back down through all layers, all levels, down through all the chakras, those energy centers in your body, down through your feet into the core of the earth. As I say these words in the I am for everyone listening. God is all there is. Love is all there is. Light, life, and source energy is all there is. And I recognize right here and right now that I am one with God, love, light, life, and source energy. And I'm never ever separated from this energy. And if I feel separated, I know it's a false feeling. And I know that all I have to do is really breathe in, inspiration, inviting spirit in. And all I have to do is exhale gratitude. Thank you. I'm so grateful for this time that I have to put my attention on source energy, to put my attention on my center, to allow myself to have this experience of breathing in spirit and recognizing it in every cell, molecule, and atom and all the space in between. We're asking right now for these things to happen. We're not just asking and requesting, we're commanding that these things happen. We're not demanding, we're commanding that these things happen. That any rock that is in our way, anything that we're stumbling on, anything that's within us that is keeping us from our highest good, be dissolved into dust and blow away easily and effortlessly, painlessly. We ask that anyone that is having these rocks in their way, these boulders in their way, these pebbles in their shoe, that they be disintegrated and dissolved into dust. And they just relax, and we don't have to fight them. We don't have to push against them, which gives them more energy. We ask that all the pain where our foundation is, in our pelvis, in our hips, and those places that help us to motivate and move forward, we ask that that pain be taken away and dissolved. Now, if I'm not hitting the pain, what is it that's in your life that's keeping you from moving forward? Put your attention on that right now. Not necessarily the specific thing that's bothering you physically, but the thing in your life that is the boulder in your life, that is the thing that's keeping you from moving easily in your life. What's the mind thing? What's the spiritual thing? And I want those things dissolved as well. I want those beliefs dissolved because they're not working for my highest good. They might be some ancestral belief from long ago, and I don't even know what it is, but it's in my way, and I want to break through on that. I want that shell to crack and crumble and fall away right now. And I'm asking for that. I'm asking because I know what I ask for, I receive. And I have all the faith in the world that that's what's going to happen. So I just allow myself to have the experience of knowing that what I ask for, I get. And I'm asking for something really beautiful right now. I'm asking for ease. I'm asking for comfort. I'm asking for movement that's greased and easily done. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful that I get everything that I ask for. I'm grateful that I know what it feels like to have something in my way and then have it out of my way. I'm grateful for that feeling of, oh, now the way is made. So I know where there is no way, a way can be made. And I just leave that up to you. Source energy that's in every cell, molecule, and atom and all the space in between. It's within me. And I put myself in that energy of that source energy that's within me right now. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to all my guides, my guardian angels, my spirit helpers, those who have gone on before that are helping me, assisting me, and cheering me on. I'm grateful for everyone here in the physical plane that's showing me the contrasts of this world so that I can pick and choose what really I prefer. And I prefer, my preferences are real. My preferences are what I want in the world, and it's okay for me to want what I want. My desires are sacred to me, and I'm grateful for them because they spur me on. And I'm so, so grateful to have each and every one of you here. I authorize my subconscious to let it be so, to dissolve any constrictions or contractions, rocks or pain or things that are in my way. I say, they're gone, they're done, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I authorize my subconscious to let it be so. I say that it's so, and I let it go, knowing that it's already done. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Now, I know there's some things that you still have on your heart, so I'm going to stay here for a little bit. And if there's some more that you'd like to let me know about, I'm thinking that... I think that there's a couple of things that we need to clear up. So if you want to release and change your obligation to only learn from pain, say yes out loud and put yes in the comments. If you would like to change whatever's preventing you from receiving the things that you're asking for, put a yes in the comments and say yes out loud. If you'd like to download the feeling of abundance and having abundance through love and through serendipity and through synchronicity, say yes out loud and put yes in the comments. And I will go take care of that right now. Put your attention on your breath. Great. And if you're watching the replays, say yes and put yes in the comments. Good, 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 good. I'm so glad that you're feeling this, that you're getting this today. It just feels like there's more. So let me see what that is. Because there's more. Oh, okay. I'm getting the image of like a bit in your mouth, like a horse. You know, they have halters that don't have bits, so the horse doesn't have to have it in their mouth. Doesn't that seem like kind of a archaic, violent way to treat another animal? So they do have them that don't have bits. But I'm seeing you with a bit in your mouth. Like you're being turned and twisted. And let's just release whatever is happening that's keeping you from feeling that you are the master of your destiny, that you can release that to source, obviously, but that you're not being pulled around by circumstances in your life. So let's release that you have the obligation to be pulled around by circumstances in your life, that you actually have ownership over all of that yourself. So if you want that, say yes out loud and put yes in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, because you're going to get that healing. And put attention on your breath. Good. You feel it? If you feel it, let me know. Just write in the comments what it is that you're feeling. Because that's an awesome feeling to have things release. Sometimes it can feel like, a bubble bursting, like that tension is just gone. Sometimes it can feel like puzzle pieces clicking in together when you get that last piece and they fit. It can feel like that. It can feel like a breeze blowing through, but there's no air movement. What else? Is there anything else that's burning in your heart to be healed? Just put it in the comments. Because we can do this. We have the technology. Just allow yourself to have that experience of asking for what you want. Let's clear what prevents you from receiving the love that's there for you already. Let's just clear that up right now. So if you want to release the obligation to keep that away from you, relationship healing. How about let's start with the relationship with yourself and then the relationship with Source, and that'll take care of every other relationship. How about that? Yep. And whatever's preventing you from feeling that love that you have within you that's ready for you, waiting for you to look at it and turn around and see it, let's clear that too. So if you want all that, just say yes out loud. Say yes in the comments. Put your attention on your breath. Wow, that was powerful. I hope that you receive that well. And if you have any experience, any feeling about it, feel free to share it with us. What I saw was a beautiful experience of us all in a circle, turning to the outside and seeing all the love that's there for this big, pink, fluffy clouds. Just jumping right into them. There they are. That's how it shows up for me. Maybe it shows up for you a different way. But that's how it might be because I have my pink fluffy sweater on. But that's, the color of self-love is pink. Your heart chakra is green and pink. It's like a little watermelon in there, holding your self-love there. Because when you love yourself, it's really easy to love other people. Be forgiving of yourself today. Be loving of yourself today. And when you need to take a break, just close your eyes and imagine you walking through a waterfall, jumping into the pool below, and swimming to the other side, climbing up and sitting on a rock and drying off in the sun. Much love, many blessings. Hope to see you on Saturday. Bye.